The following is a paid program by the Whitley Law Firm. Welcome to Attorneys on Call, the program that gives you free legal information from the Whitley Law Firm. Now, here's your host, Drew Smith.
Well, hello again, everybody, and welcome to Attorneys on Call. If you're new to the program, we're glad that you're here. As you may know, this next half hour is all about you. We're going to be answering a lot of questions that you may have surrounding legal situations that could be affecting you or someone very close to you. And we've got a very special show to bring you today because a woman named Kathleen will be joining us a little bit later on in the program. Now, her story is sure to inspire you. She suffered a tragic loss, but wait till you hear her story. It will inspire you, we are sure of that. In studio with us are Bob Whitley and Ben Whitley from the Whitley Law Firm. Guys, it's always great to be with you, and thanks for being here.
Well, it's good to be here, Drew.
Good to be here.
Gentlemen, you have a family law firm that you represent injured people all across the state of North Carolina. Bob, this is your firm. You started this years ago. Ben and your other son, Whit, practice law with you there, and you've got some other very capable attorneys. What is it about Whitley Law Firm, Bob, that you think really kind of sets you apart?
Well, it's my favorite law firm, first of all, Drew.
Okay.
And you know, I think that when people suffer a tragedy, whether it's a
Yeah.
serious injury or a death to a loved one, it becomes a confusing time for them.
Sure.
With regard to lawyers. Everybody's going to be suggesting to them that they get a lawyer. Gosh, the first thing that happens, you're going to get your mailbox full of letters and pamphlets, and there'll be a lot of law firms asking for your business. And I know it does have to be confusing. I mean, even the next day, your mailbox will be full. And then if you watch TV during the daytime, you're going to see commercial after commercial of attorneys seeking your business, and good lawyers too. I'm not, every lawyer that I see on TV are usually a good lawyer, but I know it's confusing to that person who hadn't been there before.
It's overwhelming.
And so you may say, well, what separates the Whitley Law Firm? Why should you select the Whitley Law Firm? Number one, I think experience is the number one thing you should look for. Not just experience, but that should be right up there at the top.
Okay.
And I've been practicing since 1974. I've represented people all over North Carolina, and I've kind of learned something in those 40 years
Sure.
plus. So I think experience is important, and results are important. And you know, every lawyer can talk about his good results. I would recommend people go to our website, Drew, and look, there's a section on there of some cases. Now, all cases are different, so you can't look at one case and say, gosh, they got X amount in that, they should get X amount in mine. All cases are different.
Okay.
But that is a good place to start.
Okay. And that's whitleylawfirm.com.
Yes.
Right.
And then I guess the thing that I think really separates what I would call the Whitley advantage is not just those results, but the way we try to treat each of our clients. You know, they have selected us from all of the attorneys that are out there. Mm-hmm. And that's special to us. And I think the least we can do is treat that client, that new client, and who becomes a client, with as much respect and courtesy as we can. We want to treat them exactly the way we would like to be treated if we were in that situation. Now, what does that mean? I think it means being able to meet with an attorney whenever you choose to. It means being able to talk to an attorney, not just a case manager or just a paralegal. It means that your phone calls will be returned. You won't be ignored. And you know, and we go to the end with our client. And when our client hurts, we hurt. And when we get a fair settlement, we feel good about it with our client. So I think if you know, what is the Whitley advantage? The Whitley advantage, I think, are results and client service.
Ben, we're talking about a real partnership here, aren't we, between the attorney and the client, and something
Right.
that Bob has talked about, having a family law firm. Maybe that is part of it.
Sure, and you know, when folks have hired us, something terrible has happened. And they've hired us to share their story and to tell their story. And we often have to tell their story to insurance adjusters, claims professionals, and if we aren't able to settle the case, we may end up having to tell their story to a jury one day. And in order to tell someone's story, you've got to get to know them, like family. And I think that the advantage that we have is that we are a family, even not just the Whitleys in the firm, But all the great staff and attorneys that we have, we're one big family because we know how important family is. And when a family has come to us and entrusted us with service to them, you know, that's what we owe them, to treat them like family and to get good results. At the end of the day, that's why they've hired us.
Talking about customer service, basically, which is very lacking, it seems like, in today's world. But Bob, this is really one of the tenets of your firm, isn't it?
It is, and it's, you know, it's the thing you can do differently.
Yeah.
And you can fight like heck for your clients,
Sure.
and everybody should do that. Every lawyer should do that. But at the same time, you do have to know that that's a person. They're suffering. When I meet, Drew, with a family that's had an unexpected death from an automobile wreck most of the time, the one thing I always like to do is tell them a little bit about my family and that I have grandchildren and children, and that I understand the concept of a family, you know, because I'm getting ready to start talking business.
Sure.
And I don't want to come across, you know, the first thing is to come out of the gate talking business and what you can do in a wrongful death claim and who's going to be responsible. I want them to know where we're coming from when we do start down that path.
Right. You want someone, I would think, as a client that has your back in everything, right? I mean, 24/7. And as you talked about, Bob, being able to call the firm and get Ben Whitley on the phone and get a call back, right?
Well, and I think you misquote, but that's okay, misstated, that our client has our back. We have their back. But you know,
Right.
even we're going to have the privilege today to meet one of our clients, Kathleen. And, you know, we lawyers, we help our clients and we provide the service. But you know, this lady has been such an inspiration to me and to my son Whit, who has dealt with her, and everybody in our office that has. So, you know, to some extent, she's had my back because
sure.
I do respect her, her faith that got her through. She, you know, one day had a son that was on whom she was completely dependent financially, having lost her husband years ago. And he goes to work and he's killed on the job in a car wreck. And, you know, I don't think a parent can go through anything worse than that. Having to lose your own child and to do so unexpectedly and suddenly. And Kathleen's been such an inspiration to me. I know she has her sad and weak moments because she shared some of those with me. But she has remained so positive, and her faith in her Lord has been so strong that she has been an inspiration to us. And Drew, she will be to you when you meet her.
I'm looking forward to it, and so should you. We're going to be right back with more. We're going to meet Kathleen and more of this Attorneys on Call in just a moment.